Welcome to the Wandering Tangent Podcast. I'm BJ. With me is Jeff and Gary. And today, we are going to talk about the 2025 animated movie. We never really figured out what genre it's in. Kids? Magical girl movie? Musical?
Kpop Demon Hunter category. It has its own category. Demon Hunters related to K-pop.
Yes.
Created a brand new category.
I don't know what to do now because Jeff already said the title of the movie.
You say it, but in the BJ style.
We're going to talk about Kpop Demon Hunters.
But first,
we have a announcement in regards to the podcast. So, we are closing in on our 3-year anniversary. In fact, that is the next episode. Despite the fact that last year, we did our anniversary episode in August because I can't count. But next time, the first episode in September is our 3rd anniversary. And after talking about it amongst ourselves, we have decided that it's time for us to take a break, we think. So our 3rd anniversary episode is going to be our last episode before we take what we are going to nebulously refer to as a indefinite hiatus, at least as far as the podcast proper goes. There is the possibility of, if there is a certain form of media that lights the fire, that we will all come back and record an episode for that. There has been talks amongst ourselves that some among us might feel the urge to record some individual reviews or whatever. So when and if those happen, they will be on YouTube. On that note, as part of the hiatus, we are gonna stop paying for the service we use to distribute podcasts. So I'm not entirely. We don't have a lot of people that listen on podcast sites. Not that we have a lot of people that listen anywhere, but I'm not entirely sure what's going to happen once that account runs out. But everything will still be on YouTube, and we should be on the podcast distribution service through mid-September. So, yeah, if you are one of the single digit of people who download our podcast, it might not be downloadable after mid-September, but everything else, including whatever random episodes may happen or individual reviews or podcasts that might come up randomly, will pop up on YouTube.
Yes, so there'll still be content, but you'll just find it probably on YouTube exclusively.
And it may be a bit more patchy and probably won't be all 3 of us.
Yeah. I believe Jeff said he was interested in doing some solo stuff.
Yeah, so it'll probably be mostly me doing solo stuff, but then you guys might at some point also do solo stuff or something else. But time and circumstances will there'll be random things possibly at different times.
After all,
generally Jeff, it depends on how many cookies you bribe me with. It's going to take a lot of cookies.
Yeah.
After all this time, Jeff has found a way to monologue without me and Gary making fun of him.
Once I get rid of Gary and BJ, finally, my monologues.
My monologues will happen.
I will rule the universe with monologues.
5-hour Star Trek.
They will never be able to escape. It'll be constant Star Trek analogies until the end of time.
Whatever. You know what's going to happen, right?
Between
somehow Jeff's monologues, the Jeff monologue episodes are going to go viral, and Jeff will be a smash hit with his monologues.
Yeah, I'll come in with
a
fur coat,
the whole
big
time.
gold chain, be like, hello guys. Remember me.
We'll never be back.
Jeff,
We
though,
could have success.
Jeff, I do have to warn you, if people decide to use your monologues to go to sleep to, just accept views for what they are.
So
That I have a calming voice.
So Gary,
Let me
I
tell
will
you
admit-
details about the Klingon Empire in a calming, soothing voice as you slowly go to sleep. I will tell you about the cloaking shields and
Jeff Star
and
Trek
attacking.
ASMR. So Gary, I will admit, and just for full transparency, I guess I was the one that floated the idea of going hiatus. But Gary, I will admit that one of my primary concerns of going on hiatus was that we were gonna perhaps rain on the parade of a certain somebody who had dreams of inheriting a multimedia empire.
I haven't broken the news to him yet. When I'm kind of dreading what's going to happen. I'm also excited because that means he won't continue to pester me every day about what he's going to do next on this podcast. I keep telling him it's not his podcast. It's our podcast.
It's going to be
It's me, BJ, and Jeff, and primarily BJ and Jeff, because I just kind of show up every so often, and you guys do most of the real work.
Well, I used to do work, and then BJ started to do all of the work.
well, as has been mentioned several times, I am the only one without kids, so it made sense. And also, not to throw Jeff completely under the bus, but the
But I'm about to.
But I'm not throwing you completely under the bus. I'm just kind of
Nudging you close to the curb.
I'm gently placing you about halfway under the bus. I will admit that the number of times that I went to bed Monday, or I thought about going to bed Monday night, the more important the podcast was due, I'm like, Jeff, have you done the video yet? It's like, oh yeah, let me do that real quick.
That happened a couple of times.
So me doing everything just kind of became a way for me to know what's going to get done without stressing about it late Monday night.
Well, regardless, I do appreciate and thank you guys for inviting me on this wonderful trip that we have taken together in podcast land. Unfortunately, I will have to inform my son sooner than later that he no longer gets to accompany us once a year, and he will have to find his own path to internet stardom. Please, please, please tell me that that never actually happens and he gets a real job, please.
Yes, and in case y'all did not notice, we do not make money off this.
Yeah.
This was
Not even
more or
close.
less designed to give us a reason to talk to each other every few weeks, and we have other plans in place to handle that,
Yeah.
which will not be public, more or less. But yeah, so
So we'll still be
Apologies.
friends.
yeah,
Don't worry, internet world. We'll still be friends.
we'll still be friends. At least we'll claim we'll be.
The super friends will never disband. Except now it's quiet.
I'm just
Awkward moment.
Okay.
I'm just trying to figure out like who's whom in the Super Friends. I don't think any of us
Well-
are cool enough to be like Batman or Superman.
Talking about three friends who get together on a regular basis to do awesome things. There's a movie we just watched about three friends who get together on a regular basis to do awesome things.
Who was talking about three friends getting together? I mean, we got together to podcast. I don't know if that is quite as cool as speaking
What,
of people to have a speaking of three friends have a what's the word? A multimedia empire. There you go.
Moving on to like co-equals of ours. Let's talk about Demon Hunters and their multimedia empire.
There you go, Gary. Your son just has to start a boy band.
Yes,
That's
a boy band
really
with
where
two
the
of
real
his
money
friends,
is. Okay.
and then he will be so he'll be so happy with that.
We'll get your kid, we'll get Jeff's kids, we'll start a boy band, it'll be glorious.
Yes, that will be his path to internet stardom, I guess. But yeah, so
yeah, by the way, we're going to talk about a movie, I guess.
Yeah. So there's so it's all right, let's I guess we can talk about the genre. So we're talking about
Sure.
It's a musical,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
It's got songs and whole sequences where the songs kind of narrate what's happening, which is
when I was watching it, maybe I'm the one on this, but it is reminiscent of I don't want to say old school Disney because that makes us old, but
Yeah, don't say that, BJ. Don't say it.
it is
like 90s, you're thinking 90s era Disney where they had things like Lion King or Beauty and the Beast where, you know,
those movies that came out 30 years ago. My knees,
anyways.
my back just started hurting spontaneously.
So movie with decent plot and then has musical sections. Yeah, I see where you can draw that particular analogy. And then it's got kind of it's animated. And since it's animated and coming from, South Korea, I guess it's close enough to Japan to kind of call it anime. And given that they are young ladies with magical powers, that puts it in the magical girl genre, right?
Yes, I'm going to say definitely.
I mean, I did some review last night, and if by animated in Japan you mean Vancouver and Montreal, then yes, we can call it anime.
They outsourced it.
Oh, I thought it was like South Korean.
Well,
I don't know. It was made by
It's
Sony
very-
Pictures, but it seems like an international effort.
Yes, so-
right? Yeah.
yeah, so it's a Japanese parent company based on South Korean culture animated in North America.
Wow. Okay.
Now, I will freely admit that I have basically no knowledge of K-pop.
Well, let me explain, BJ.
Okay, please.
I don't have any knowledge either.
Please, go ahead.
Okay.
Jeff, noted closet K-pop listener. Not there's anything wrong with K-pop, mind you. Just
So
we're
my wife,
a bunch of middle-aged guys in the Mountain West.
Gary
right,
knows
so-
somebody. He knows somebody that's an expert on K-pop. Let's listen to him. Go ahead, Gary.
okay, my wife, who is not an expert on K-pop, actually
Oh, okay.
previous to this movie, felt that K-pop. She was always vaguely disturbed by it because every time she saw a K-pop band singing, it was always one of those boy bands, and she said that they look like girls. They're boys who look like girls that are singing music, but they're all very like. Anyways, so she always was slightly put off by them, but then she watched this movie and she's like, okay, now I kind of like K-pop, and she started listening to more just general K-pop, in general, and now she appreciates it. Though I did catch some of the kind of side analysis of it. Apparently this movie does a pretty good job of catching the culture, and maybe even there's like hints in this movie the way things went down, there's like hints of various assorted things that have happened in the entire, K-pop culture, talking about rivalries and people kind of having side meetings in quiet and whatnot, trying to figure out how to, because it's not about, K-pop isn't about people being talented. It's all about the business of, manufacturing celebrities and then putting them out there on industrial scale. That's the weird thing about K-pop. It's not about people being talented. It's about how much you can manufacture, how many celebrities you can manufacture, and how well they can tap into a fandom.
So I'm going to say something before we get too deep here. Something I probably said at the beginning. We are talking about a movie that came out this year, and we're not going to worry about spoilers after this point. So, spoilers.
Yes.
Okay. Oh yeah.
So beware
spoilers.
Yeah,
spoilers.
We are kind of used to talking about movies older than we are. More often than not. So it's kind of weird for us to have to throw the spoiler alert. But spoilers. I don't think we've really spoiled anything. So
we haven't talked anything. We haven't even named characters' names. We've just generally said that it is a K-pop movie that has storyline beats. So I guess now we can start to talk about storyline. Yeah. Primarily focuses on the young K-pop band Huntrix, who's apparently topping the charts in Korea. But also they happen to be, what are they? Demon hunters on the side. They have a secret life where they hunt demons.
And there's this ancient culture of hunters, and they protect the earth from this other realm of demons that are there to terrorize the earth and to abduct their souls for their own wealth and possession of these souls. And people can become demons. So you can actually, through your own evil deeds and through falling into darkness and selfishness, become captive by the demons and the main demon of them all, which I forget his name at the moment, but
Guima.
Yeah, Guima, the giant fire guy. Yeah, Guima. So you have this world that is invisible. The demon hunters can see things that other people can't see. They can see the demons. They can see them for what they are. The demons can manifest themselves as human form. But when they become demons, they're invisible. That realm that they come from is just something that nobody can see. It's almost like a spirit world of some kind.
Well,
and their weapons are actually... Go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead. Oh,
well, I was going to say, even their weapons are like spirit weapons. So they can interact with that other world and even defeat them and destroy them. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say that they can't necessarily just see someone and know they're a demon. Like in the beginning of the movie, when they're on the plane, they figure out the crew are demons because they're being taken away from where they're supposed to be, and they're all acting weird.
Yes. But, so the demons, when they disguise themselves as humans, they can effectively disguise themselves, but there are signs that they look for, and then eventually they can see this discoloration in their skin that gives them away if they're able to see it.
Yeah, like a tattoo-like pattern.
Yeah, it's this pattern that fills their body. Yeah.
But apart from the manifestation of weapons to fight the demons on a more local capability, they also have a more global defense, which is called the Honmoon. Honmoon. Sorry if I'm mispronouncing that. Actually, the translation, there was a translation I saw referred to it as the Demon Gate. Anyway, so it's a barrier that the hunters can place between Earth and this realm of demons, and this barrier is put into place actually by the spiritual energy of the fans when they listen to the hunters' music. So if the fans are enjoying listening to the hunters' music, then they contribute to the strength of the of this barrier.
Yeah, right, and they're working on the hit song that will ultimately be so great that it will seal the barrier for good.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that I did a little bit of research, and I guess the idea of K-pop idols, I guess, being used to fight demons is kind of based off of the how do I phrase this? In I don't know if it's ancient Korean culture or if it still takes place today, but I guess in Korean culture there are Wikipedia refers to them as shaman women who use song and dance as ways to protect their community in some way. So that's where that idea came from.
Okay.
Yeah.
So these young ladies can stop them, but the demons decide to come up with their own, and that's where the primary focus of the story comes from. The demons decide to create some of the demons, I guess former humans that have turned into demons.
Well, at least one. They don't really dive into any other demon's backstory.
Well, at least one of them used to be a human. And they are they decide to form a boy band. So and then that boy
Which explains
band,
why your wife is always uncomfortable with Korean boy bands. Because they're demons.
Yes, because they're demons. Or as one of the characters put it, they're magicians. And then the other two hunters were like, no, they're demons. Yeah, of course they're demons. But as she put it, and this is one of those interesting little tidbits. I love little tidbits. I love world building, which is one of those things that actually kind of like was a definite positive in my category, which probably pushed my review of it slightly higher than your guys's. Is that there's all these little tidbits and nuggets of world building that is placed throughout the entire thing, because they mention the fact that there exists wizards in this world. Maybe that was just a line from one of them. And there's also, some, at least two of the demons don't really seem to be affected by this super demon Guima. Two of the demons don't seem to be under his sway. At least I don't think they are. That being the large cat demon and the bird demon.
Yeah.
At least they don't seem to be doing his bidding. They just seem to be doing their own little thing.
They seem to be just messengers.
Genu is his name. Genu. Yes. Oh, we should also mention the names of the three hunters, Rumi, Mira, and Zoe. Yes. Just in case people were wondering. Probably won't, because at this point they will probably have seen the movie. But yes, we did actually watch the movie, and we did actually vaguely pay attention. But anyways.
To be fair, we are famously bad at remembering names.
Yes. So we have three hunters. We have an entire five boy team of boy band headed by Genu. We have, I actually think I can remember the names of all of the others. There's Baby, Abby, Love, no? Romance, and Mystery. So Romance, Mystery, Abby, and Baby. Romance? Bromance. Okay, my wife is... Romance. Okay, my wife is
not provided by BJ.
My wife is real time correcting me on this one because she wants me to get it absolutely correctly. Yes. So we've got five members of the boy band. Yeah, and they each contribute in a specific way. At least one of which is majority of which provides some of the. At least I thought it was visual gag. Because one of them has abs. They call him Abby. And apparently this makes the women's eyes turn into popcorn. I don't get it. But it's kind of funny as a joke. Especially since one of the characters loves to eat the popcorn of the other that the other one's eyes produce. I know. That's I guess it's just one of those funny anime gags.
I will say the abs did end up being one of my a visual gag I enjoyed the most. In that, is it Mira who is the ab enjoyer?
Yeah,
and
so
yeah.
So Zoe produces the most popcorn, but Mira definitely is the one who's like eating it up as well.
She is the one who ends up. I don't know if it's killing, but she defeats
defeating.
Defeats the ab demon by carving a 6-pack onto his stomach with her. It was a good gag. I enjoyed that.
So
no more abs. She carves a 6-pack on.
Also, it's a romance that all of the ladies absolutely hate because it doesn't actually go anywhere between Jinu and oh my gosh, I forgot the name.
Rumi.
I said the name 5 seconds ago and I forgot the name. Rumi and Jinu have a romance that doesn't actually go anywhere. So
I know, so disappointing.
So disappointing.
To be fair, there's not much time for it to go anywhere.
True.
It would have felt a bit forced if it had gone somewhere, I think. And plus, it's more or less a kids' movie, so you don't want to get like super deep into romance.
True.
It does its job.
But having like a window where there's at least where they meet or something, where they're together, some storyline where they have a chance to be friends or more or whatever. I think that's what the audience was thinking. But the audience always wants cliche
that
things.
That happens. They get like a song and everything together.
Yeah, they do. Yeah. And they hold hands, Jeff. They do hold hands. But apart from that...
Unprotected hand holding.
Yes, that is...
They may not have washed them first.
Very, very scandalous. And he takes the bracelet from her and he wears it.
It's true.
At the end, he's wearing it.
Oh, I did not notice that.
So I was confused.
It's one of those things. I guess he's like, I guess that's one of the reasons why he, gives up and does what he does at the end.
Oh,
so
Gary, you can't.
I know we are in the spoiler. He gives up his whatever, right? He lends his soul power to her so that she can start the spirit bomb that she's going to use against Guima.
Well, he does sacrifice himself first. He throws himself in the path of the demon atomic breath.
Yes, it is. And then also it powers up her sword. Her sword changes from one form to a completely different form. So I'm guessing, it's... I'm not going to say the implications of it because there's a lot of speculation online about what exactly is happening through most of this movie. So
I was going to make a Soul Reaver reference, but Gary's literally the only other person that would get that.
Oh, BJ, do tell. I want to hear this. I do.
I mean, that's the thing, right? Like Raziel is the Soul Reaver, so Rumi is Kane, Jinu is Raziel.
That is true. And suddenly her sword becomes what it should have been all along.
And then she uses it to kill a arguably divine being, or at least banishes it. Your best parody. Like I said, Gary's literally the only other person I know who will get this reference. I literally know no one else on the face of the earth that knows Legacy of Kain.
Oh, but it
Jeff's
is
over here like, man, I thought Warhammer was
I am not one of those people who knows the Legacy of Kain.
Legacy of Kain. You thought Warhammer was obscure. Boy howdy. Legacy of Kain is some PS2 games.
Is it more popular than K-pop?
No.
No, it's not. It is much less popular.
Very much not.
But Jeff, they are doing remasters of all of them, so you might want to pick it up on Steam at some point, because it is some of the best storytelling and gameplay that I have ever gone through in my entire life. It is just peak gameplay.
Storytelling, yes. Gameplay, maybe.
Okay.
Is it just
First
a pretty
Soul
game?
Reaver,
It's not
First
really a
Soul
big
Reaver,
game, but
BJ.
okay.
First Soul Reaver game is a classic. The other ones, I'll give it to you. You're right. It's not exactly the best. I mean, it's still solid. Best.
I mean,
no.
don't get me wrong. I did play through 2 or 3 of them. I did not go as deep as you did. Like, I don't think I ever played the Blood Omens. I think the only one I beat was actually Defiance. I don't know if I played Soul Reaver, but I don't know. I played most of them. I think I only ever beat Defiance.
So there's a lot of speculation.
The biggest cliffhanger of all time.
So there's a lot of speculation online about this particular movie, and then where they would want to go from here. As far as I know, the only thing that the Netflix and Sony Pictures, because it's Sony Pictures that were the ones who apparently did this, or at least were one of the parent companies that were in charge of this. Sony Pictures and Netflix have confirmed that there is no plan to do a live action version of this. So yes, we're never going to get a live action version. Well, not never, because never is a long time.
They just need to sell it to Disney, and then they'll get a live action version.
There's no current plan for a live action version of this.
I mean, as someone who has not partaken of the more recent Disney animation, this from the outside looking in, if you had plopped me in front of Kpop Demon Hunter, and I don't even know what the most recent Disney one is. Was it Elio?
I never watched it, so I couldn't tell you. I checked out of those things a long time ago.
Yes. One thing I will say about Kpop Demon Hunters is that it does not have the bean mouth, which has become the Disney Pixar animation style as of late.
The bean mouth, so the really, really tiny mouth?
No, bean mouth is like, it's a mouth that looks literally like a bean. And it is, I understand what BJ's saying, and I find it to be annoying. But
here.
So they did in this one though have they did allow their main characters to on occasion look ugly and do things that you don't normally see ladies doing, at least in media depictions.
And that's one of the things I liked. These girls, the things that they love are just eating food and relaxing, watching videos of turtles, just doing
They're
whatever.
not girl bosses.
They're not girl bosses. They're just girls. And it honestly reminds me, it has a bit of a vibe from the olden times of the Ninja Turtles, which I know is a strange comparison, but you have a bunch of people who fight in Kung Fu style, and they are very much people that the audience can relate to, because they like fun and simple things, just like the audience, just like the kids watching. They want
their greatest goal is to, and they understand this is a different movie reference. They understand how to switch off.
Yeah.
They want to just that is their goal. They get to, go and do something not singing, dancing, or killing demons, which that's what they want to do.
Yep.
And it's a good aspiration, as much as they have accomplished.
They want to go on vacation and they want to sit on the couch.
Yes.
Don't we all? Yes, and they love food. So they have a simple love for the basic things of life. And I think that's part of their charming side to them, is that they do all this incredibly epic, heroic, earth-saving stuff. And then they have this enormous career, and then what they like to do most is just the simple things. Just couch. That's what they want.
Couch and spa day. Or bathhouse.
Spa day. Yep, bathhouse.
Which
is basically spa.
Yeah, spa.
And the South Korea, I think they're famous for their spas that are especially filled with massages that beat people up and just very relaxing spas.
Hot tubs, large hot tubs you can soak in, that sort of thing. That sounds nice. But I was mentioning before that they might want to go in different directions with this one. At least the chatter has been that they could either go with the sequel, but they don't know where that would go. But they could also definitely do, because there was a lot of questions that were raised, a prequel.
I mean, they do establish the fact there has been generations of demon hunters, and they could very easily transition from K-pop to any other number of musical styling.
But the previous generation, the one preceding this one, was particularly scandalous because the main singer, or at least one of the singers, I don't know if they said it was the main singer, but anyways, one of the singers apparently did something she wasn't supposed to.
Yeah, they did kind of just...
They kind of gloss over that.
Yeah. Yeah,
but
so...
are we talking about Rumi, right?
Yeah. So one of the big plot twists of the movie and the what do you call it? The centerpiece of much of the interpersonal conflict amongst the girls, as it is later revealed, is that Ruby is a half demon.
Yes. So she comes from this line of demon hunters. So at some point there was a demon and one of the hunters, and there's probably a prequel right there, a big love story, a big Star Wars-like plot line of some sort.
Don't let George Lucas write it.
No, actually, just to stomp on that one, Jeff, by the way, Guima, people have asked, and I paid attention to this particular one. There was like Ask Me Anything for the makers of this movie, and they were asked, have we met Rumi's father? They specifically asked if it was Guima, and the answer by them there were like, that's a little bit too Star Warsy, hard no.
Oh yeah.
So
that wouldn't make sense for Guima to be the father, because the whole point of the Humun, however you say it,
was to block him in. Yes.
Yeah, like him specifically.
And it's probably also not Genu. So
no, that would be weird.
That'd be weird on too many levels. But yes. So yeah, we
yeah, so it's glossed over because this is a kids movie. But the good news is that Rumi gets this very struggling backstory for her to contend with. And not only does she contend with it in that she has to hide something about herself to the others, that she's not pure-blooded. She's part of the awful villainous demons, that she has part of that in her, and her anger comes out. Demons are angry, and they have all this guilt and shame in them that they can never get rid of or erase. It's there to torment them for all time. And that's part of the reason why they're so angry. And
well, they can't figure it out later, or at least that's what I keep saying his name wrong. Genu?
Yeah.
Yeah, Genu kind of explains that to Rumi, or at least that's how his story goes. I do appreciate that they don't necessarily fall down the path of, oh well, the demons are just misunderstood. Like,
yeah,
no,
I honestly thought they
the
might
demons are
go
bad.
that direction. No, the demons are legitimately bad, and you can become a demon.
Except not all of the demons are bad, because we do run into, I think I mentioned it before, at least two of them. There's a cat demon and a bird demon.
I don't know if the cat is a demon.
Well,
yeah, the cat is a demon.
Really a demon. It might be some sort of other creature that fulfills a certain role.
Well,
I don't know. What do you guys think?
Well, I feel like the cat and the bird are more tied to Genu than Guimon.
I also think, this is my own pure speculation,
Genu,
that we are only seeing one tiny corner of this particularly larger story, right? They're showing us a nice, well-written, tightly, nice little tightly done script inside of this much larger world that they could explore if they chose to, or if they chose not to, we'll just have this story, and that's okay. But I'm just thinking there's much more to this story that could be explored if they choose to, right? That we might find out that there's other kingdoms of demons, and that the cat and the bird belong to one of those. That not all demons belong to Guima, right?
Yeah,
like for instance,
they almost seem like they fulfill some sort of neutral role. That they're there just to send messages back and forth. Like they're just there to help and not to interfere.
So if you associate demons with particularly negative emotions, Guima is associated with guilt. I imagine if there's a demon overlord that is associated with other negative emotions, like I don't know, rage or fear or something else along those lines, right? So you would there's other possibilities that they could cover, if they chose to continue with this storyline.
Oh, I don't know if I would necessarily say that Guimon. I'm so bad at names. What's his name again?
Guima. The giant fire dude.
Yes. I like guilt is what he uses to, or at the very least, Genu says that that's what he uses to control demons under his command. But I don't know if I would necessarily say that he is just guilt, because the boy band, man, they literally start to steal souls and stuff, and it's not with the power of guilt, right?
It's with some sort of power they have.
Yeah, they start to mainly what they're doing is they're disrupting the Huntrix's capability of using their fans' energy to buffer the Honmoon, right?
Yeah,
right. Because if they lose their fans, then they can't seal that barrier once and for all.
They can't use the fan energy to, seal the Honmoon. So it's...
Yeah, they're basically countering their super weapon.
Yeah.
With a similar a similar performance with another K-pop band. Because how do you defeat a
Yes.
K-pop band? With another one. That's how you do it.
And so it's kind of an interesting idea with that.
It becomes a good story background to just
Yeah.
have some K-pop songs.
Yeah.
That's
And
basically what it is.
and speaking of, apparently, and I don't know how true this one is because this is yet another one of those, like I heard it on the internet, and of course the internet never lies, right? Apparently, some of these songs topped the charts, at least the boy band one apparently topped the charts. I think the Idol, the one they sing at the end, which is yet another catchy tune, and it has a lot of subtext going on in there. I kind of, when I actually listened to it and caught most of the lyrics, I'm like, there's some nice stuff going on in there. Because it talks about basically their idea. It's not a romantic one. It's more like you're feeling terrible. Let me be this wonderful thing that you can focus on instead of focusing on your terrible life. And they just like outright say that in the lyrics, and it's like, oof, what kind of commentary is that going on? And it's really nice and spot on. Like there's some like interesting things that they're talking about with that. Anyways.
Well, it's like
Yeah.
literally the song they sing to kind of, what's, how you say, literally the song they sing to like, possess the audience into sacrificing themselves to Guimon, Gimu, Zeldazar, good grief.
So, but apparently that one actually got released as a solo, or at least got released into the K-pop scene, and apparently topped the charts at one point, which hasn't been done by a boy band for a while. Usually, it's the girl K-pop groups that are leading the charts. But apparently, this fictional boy band from a movie made a song that topped the charts. So,
I mean,
at
on
least
that
that's
note,
what
I was kind of, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, at least that's what the internet says. So, and of course the internet never lies. So,
I must admit, I was laughing at the end because like the end credit song, like the song they like had like actual K-pop people make a cover of was Takedown,
yeah.
which is sort of the song that the so in the movie, Huntrix writes Takedown as a, what's the word, a diss track?
Yep.
But they decide not to use it because they can't agree that this type of song is what they should use to try to seal the Hanmon.
Because it probably relates to
they're
some
right.
sort of emotional stir that they need to cause within the population in order to get enough power from them in order to finally seal it. And a
Well, like up
divisive
until now,
song
they've been like,
just wouldn't work. Yeah, go ahead.
yeah. Oh, well, I'm just saying that like up until now, the songs that they've heard Huntrix sing are more upbeat and personal songs. This song is not about them. It's just them throwing shade on their rival boy band because they know the rival boy band are demons, right? But they can't just come out and say, "Oh, by the way, these guys are demons."
Yes.
But then it ends up being used
people wouldn't
against them
understand that.
to.
Yeah.
Ends up being used against them to tear them apart later in the movie. So
Yes, which makes it even more ironic. That's the song that they make the big what's the word,
end credits.
end credits, the
kind of send off.
the one they make their, what's the word, single. That's the word, single. I can't talk today. My brain is like,
I will tell you what my son has decided is his favorite. Probably not surprising. It's the Soda Pop song. So,
yeah. I mean, I didn't see it in summer. I don't know how true it is that the Huntrix songs were kind of written to be like more personal to the characters, and the boy band songs, what they call the Saja Boys, something like that.
Yeah.
Most of their songs are like designed to be catchy but kind of soulless because they're just there to get attention away from Huntrix, right? Like,
Yeah.
I guess up until Idol, that's the name of the
I think they only have
the
two
big-
songs. They just have Soda Pop and Idol.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't have. I thought they had another one in there, but I could be wrong.
I didn't hear anything else, but you might be right. There might be something else, or I could ask.
You're gonna go ask an expert.
I will stop for a second and go and ask an expert.
No, looks like you're right. I'm looking at the track list of the soundtrack, and it's just Soda Pop and Your Idol.
So which one's your favorite, BJ? Soda Pop? You're my Soda Pop. We can't sing them for copyright purposes.
If we could copyright struck, I'll be proud because it means that as cheesy as it sounds, I don't know if you phrase this way or if Gary phrased this way. I did like the power bomb, not the power bomb. I did like the Spirit Bomb song. What's it called? The
one they sang at the end.
Yeah,
where it created a spirit bomb.
Yeah.
Yes, I did phrase it that way.
Okay.
Because that's what it was. It was a spirit bomb.
Yes, but I did like that song. I thought that was a pretty good scene.
It was. For those unfamiliar with anime and whatnot, the spirit bomb that we are referring to is something from Dragon Ball, in which the protagonist of the series gains power from all of the peoples of the earth who lend him their power and all of nature. They lend him their power to create a massive attack which is used to defeat his enemies, and almost never works from what I remember.
And it takes a few episodes for him to actually charge up to use it.
Yes. So I definitely prefer this movie's version of it better because it doesn't take 5 episodes to generate and then ultimately not work. This one, it only took the course of a few minutes song, and it actually did do something. So, but yes, I went and asked an expert, and the expert said that yes, there was only really 2 songs that the Saja Boys sang.
Yes, amusingly enough, as soon as you walked away, I pulled up the soundtrack listing, and yes, Saja Boys only have 2 songs. So if you had stayed another 10 seconds, it would have saved you a trip.
That was fun.
We got 2 confirmations on it. That's good.
Okay, so Jeff, what was your favorite song? Was it Soda Pop?
Yeah, Soda Pop's the best one.
I can't tell.
I don't know what that says about Jeff.
I can't tell if he's being serious or if he's leaning into the bit.
Actually, the thing that made me laugh the most, the T-shirt guy was well placed. I don't know if you guys remember there's a guy who all the time keeps tearing off his T-shirt because he keeps flip-flopping. He's about the most unloyal fan there you could have, but he will tear off his shirt to reveal a shirt that is whoever band he happens to love at the moment. And he goes back and forth, and he's in the audience quite a bit, and he tears off his shirt and it's the girl band, and he cheers for the Huntrix, and then he tears off his shirt and it's the boy band when they're up. So anytime whoever band seems to be doing the best at the moment, he tears off his shirt, and underneath there's a shirt for the band that he now likes, that he's now a fan of. And it's funny because it shows just like how people are just kind of whimsical and who they follow and who they're a fan of. And I also like he's not like a doctor, but somebody who makes potions. And there's a couple of quick moments where they show him and he's doing the soda pop dance on some sort of video. So there's this very quick moment where they show him. So he's in a couple of scenes more, and I thought all of these tiny little things they throw in was good. It was a fun little thing. You guys don't know what I'm talking about.
No, I know exactly what you're kind of talking about. I'm just letting you get your monologue out of the way.
Okay. All right.
It's one of your last chances. It's one of your last chances
I know.
for us to be able to make fun of your monologue.
But it's coming up on an hour here, so I'm just wondering if there's
like
any.
how
any
long
sort
can
of,
we
like-
really talk about K-pop? How long?
Yes, I don't really want to talk about K-pop anymore. I thought it was an okay movie, and that's about all I can say about it.
Well, I'm now required to ask, since you're the one that started this conversation, what song was your favorite song, Gary?
Oh, my favorite song. Gosh.
If
You know
even
the
have one.
earworm that always sticks with me is for some strange reason golden. I don't know why. I can't say that any of the other ones stuck with me. Like I don't they don't I don't wake up in the middle of the night thinking about any of the other songs versus in the middle of the day for some strange reason I'm humming golden. I don't know why.
Yeah. I will
It's a
say,
good song, but
I mean,
anyways.
I don't know if I can really point out like a bad song in this movie.
Yeah. But
All
the
the
one
music's
that,
well
that
done, which is good since like the whole premise of the movie is music.
yes,
That's the plot.
that's the plot. And if they somehow screw up the songs in a movie about music, that's kind of telling. But they didn't. So good on them.
Okay, so any do I dare
last
say any
words?
final thoughts?
Final thoughts. That's how we're supposed to phrase it. Any final thoughts?
Any final thoughts? Me and Gary both metaphorically look at Jeff because we're not in the same room, so we can't really look at him.
Yeah. I definitely have many final thoughts.
I'm
but
BJ.
should
I'm sorry. Go ahead if you actually.
No, it's fine. So it's a good show. Good and evil are definitely. It definitely shows that battle. And the battle is inside the characters too, because she has to battle between good and evil inside her, which is a reoccurring theme for many stories.
It does remind me, like one of my complaints about the movie is I guess you would refer to as the mentor character, Celine.
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't get a lot of characterization. She's there to just say, "Oh, you can't tell the other two that you're a half demon because demon bad."
I thought she was the mother, but apparently she's a girl who took care of her, and the mother's another girl.
Yeah, she was. Yeah, I think they said the mom died. Again, in classic Disney fashion.
Under mysterious circumstances. having birthed a child.
No main characters are allowed to have mothers.
Apparently she fell in love with the demon, and in the course of all that, the dating arrangement went bad or something. She ended up tragic, in some sort of tragic end, but the child was given to her friend.
Jeff won't get.
Yeah, another reference.
Yes. Not quite as obscure as not as obscure as Soul Reaver, but I can hear I feel Gary glaring at me through the force. So we're gonna end it there.
All right.
The human is human. Human, whatever. Again, I'm bad at names. The demon barrier is starting to get pierced by Gary's anger towards me, so I'm BJ. With me is Jeff and Gary, and we'll see you next time for our 3rd anniversary episode and our final pre-hiatus episode as we do something to send off the podcast into a prolonged break. See you then, I guess. Bye.